ass, not by banging other chicks, because men, we're able to detach from sex, emotionally. Women aren't. As much as they want to say, well, I can bang guys emotionless. Oh, really? Do you sleep with new guys every single night to cope with your same horniness? No, that's disgusting. Exactly, because there's an emotional tie to some degree. Even the most discriminant woman is going to be far more conservative than even the most conservative man. Indiscriminate woman. Even the biggest guy that, I'm a church boy, I'm not trying to smash. He's going to still have a higher sex drive and want to bang more than even like the most conservative girl. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So like it's just cap. It's just cap. But what's your take on it? I think men and women show
they show it absolutely different ways. They show it absolutely different ways. I completely agree with you. But there's also another argument. So that's one argument. There's another argument I use. And that's a biological evolutionary perspective argument, right? So you have to look at, when you look at people, you have to look at people from a societal perspective and from an evolutionary biological perspective. We are animals. So we've evolved a certain way as animals, and then society's come along and given us certain rules on top, right? Like monogamy is a societal rule. Yes. It's not natural for
keep things stable.
Keep things stable, right? So, but you have to understand something. Paternity, up until very modern times, could only be ensured through virginity.
Yeah.
The reason that in many societies still today, including the countries you've just named, virginity is coveted is because that's the only way you can ensure the paternity of the children is via virginity. For the longest period of human history, women were virgins until they were married.
Yes.
Virginity was absolutely and utterly important, and this is all linked to paternity. Just because now we have the pill and we have DNA tests, that doesn't mean you should act in a way in which you would not be instantly sure on the paternity of a pregnancy.
Technology does not change instinct.
Technology has not changed the instinct and the biological evolutionary hardwiring of humanity.
Facts.
In which if you are pregnant and you're not certain of whose it is, because most of these chicks out here, if they got pregnant, it could be one of three dudes.
Facts.
One of three. One of three. No, because by the time they realize they're pregnant, within a 3 or 4 week period when they could have got pregnant, 3 or 4 weeks, a month, could have been 2 or 3 dudes in a month, could have been more, right? How, if you get pregnant and you're not entirely sure on the paternity of who it could possibly be, you're not living your life right. Yeah. And just because you can take the pill to stop yourself getting pregnant, and just because you can do a DNA test if you do have the child, that does not remove your responsibility as a woman to be able to ensure the paternity of an offspring based on your sexual habits. The difference between me and you is if I'm fucking a whole bunch of women, I know they're my kids. Fine, right? I know what I'm doing. I know they're my kids, right? Yep. But a man having sex with multiple women is not nearly as disgusting or degrading as a woman having sex with multiple men. Yep. It's not the same thing. Pretending it's the same thing is a complete lie. Yep. It's a lie on every single level. One is the paternal aspect. And two, when you look at the paternal aspect, you also have to look at the evolutionary wiring that females have to coupling. You talk about the emotionality. Yeah. Women naturally emotionally get coupled or emotionally linked to a person they have sex with, because if they get pregnant by that person is responsible for keeping them alive.
Facts. Yeah.
If you got pregnant in the olden days and the man abandoned you, you would die.
Yep.
You're on the street with you're going to literally die. So it's important that you get that man and you hold and keep that man. They have an evolutionary biology that's going to make sure that if they have sex with somebody, there's something about them which is attached to that person.
You must bring value as a man.
Whereas a man, I can fuck a bitch. Rough. You know what I'm saying, right? It could be, and then I can get a message the next day. Hey, did you hear Dianca? She's who's Dianca? Who the fuck's Dianca? Like, it'd be 12 hours ago. I don't know her name, right? So we can genuinely be emotionally detached.
Yeah.
Because we are biologically designed to be genuinely emotionally attached. In fact, there's some math on it. Have you heard the math about how many men have reproduced since the dawn of human time?
Roughly 40%, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas 99% of women have reproduced.
Bam.
Meaning that 40% of the men were fucking 99% of the women.
Bam. Exactly.
So since the dawn of human time, a few men had all the chicks. That's the way we've always been.
And it's even more pronounced now. Top
10%.
Yeah.
That's argue it's like 10 to 20 now.
Yep.
With technology.
That's how it is. So any woman who thinks sleeping with lots of men is the same as a man sleeping with lots of women or whatever, fucking whatever I'm going to say it, is just feminist, new age garbage, along with the toxic masculinity, along with everything else they teach. It's a complete lie. It's not true. And what's actually sad when I argue these points with women, what's actually sad is that you want to be that way. If you were a good woman with a good heart and a good soul and a good view of the world, you wouldn't want to cheat. You know what happens when a woman truly loves a man? When a woman truly loves a man, every other man on earth becomes instantly unattractive.
Facts.
It doesn't matter if he's fucking famous. It doesn't matter if he's rich. I tell you, I have girls who've been in love with me, and they've been hit up with every blue check in their Instagram. There's like the idea of another man touching me makes me feel sick. I love you, and I've been with you for years, and I couldn't even imagine another man touching me. That's how a woman loves a man. That's true love. If you're a woman, you're having all these dudes touch you, then you're just loving none of them. You're just running through life being a hoe. And the difference between a man and a woman is I can love my woman with all my heart.
Yep.
I can be prepared to die to protect her, and I can still fuck another bitch.